Calgary-West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yesterday, the Premier said, quote, "Our hearts go out to all Albertans who are concerned for vulnerable children across this province," unquote. Premier, Albertans' hearts are broken. Their faith in your government is shattered. We cannot comprehend the excuses this government offered for leaving children in a home where a little girl was beaten, starved, and sexually assaulted, and from which her siblings were rescued. Premier, will you commit today to calling a public inquiry so Albertans can have answers and Serenity can have justice?
Honourable Minister of Children's Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, again, I will say that I am sharing more information for Albertans later this afternoon, and I do want to continue to caution the members of this House to make statements without facts, and which, in fact, leads to inaccurate information being given to the public. I want to continue to assure all Albertans that we monitor the situation, and if there was evidence of abuse of a child, that child would be apprehended immediately, because we take the safety of every Alberta child very seriously.
You continue to yell at a level that is unable to hear the minister, and please contain that volume. There are several of you, and particularly Member Strathmore-Brooks, I'm speaking to you as well as the other members, all of you. Please keep your volume down here, please. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, it's that first supplemental.
Thank you. And Minister, we'll just do it in 2 years' time then. Given that the minister said yesterday, quote, "I would urge all Albertans, if they have concerns about the safety of a child, please let Children's Services know," unquote. And given that it is good to hear the minister address the public in this way, because according to the Child, Youth and Family Enhancement Act, all adults have a legal obligation to report the matter to a director. So, Minister, can you specifically tell Albertans today who a director is and how you would contact them?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I would certainly say that if any Albertan has concern about the safety of a child, that they can contact any Children's Services office or call the Child Abuse Hotline, Mr. Speaker. And so, Mr. Speaker, once again, I want to say that absolutely Children's Services and this government takes the safety of Alberta's children very seriously. We're thankful for the cooperation of Albertans to assist us with that in reporting all concerns about abuse. And, Mr. Speaker, we will follow up and we will assess and we will ensure the
Honourable
safety
Minister, second supplementary.
Well, let me run through this very convoluted process for you, Minister. Given that to seek intervention for a child, Albertans have to go to the Children's Services website. Then they need to know to look under the Abuse and Intervention, click on Child Intervention, and then scroll down to How to Get Help, eventually finding a phone number to call. And given that my proposal for Serenity's Law makes it very simple, adults must call the police if they know a child is in need of intervention. But the government claimed last fall that it ran out of time to make this change. Minister, will you make it very simple and change the legislation now?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And again, I would encourage all Albertans that if they are concerned about the safety of a child, to call the Child Abuse Hotline or to contact your local Children's Services. But, Mr. Speaker, I have to say that this government has a very strong record for being very concerned about the safety and well-being of Alberta's children. That has not changed. We will take action to ensure the ongoing safety and well-being of Alberta's children, and you have our commitment on that.